Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode with Excellence Tuition Center. Today we are going to be revising June 2025 Paper 1 Mathematics for ZIMSEC. The instruction is answer all questions, and you are not supposed to be using a mathematical calculator. So the first question is express 4,560 in standard form. So in standard form, it will be in the form a multiplied by 10 to the power n, where a is a number between 1 and 9, and our n is an integer. Our n is an integer. So here for 4,560, it's just like we have a comma here. So the comma is going to move 3 times, 1, 2, 3 to the left. So if the comma moves to the left, 4,560 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. So it's going to be multiplied by 10 to the power 3. So that is the answer, which is 4,560 times 10 to the power 3. 1b, it reads, it is given that 2 times 10 to the power 3 plus 1 times 10 to the power 1 plus 3 times 10 to the power x plus 5 times 10 to the power y is equals to 2013.05, where x and y are integers. Find the value of x and the value of y. So we need, in order to get the value of x and the value of y, we just need to look at the values of the numbers which we are multiplying with. So here, this is 3 times 10 to the power x, and we can see here that the value of 3 is in units. So this is units. So it means for us to get this 3 is just 3 multiplied by 1. So it means it's 10 to the power 0. For 5, here it's 0.05. So it means the value of 5 is 0.05, which is divided by 100. So we are saying for 3, this is 3 times 10 to the power x. So in order to get 3, it means our x is equal to 0, so that it becomes 3 times 10 to the power 0, which is equal to 3 times 1, which is 3. So that we get the value of 3 here. So our x is equals to 0. And for y, so for y, you are saying 3 times 10 to the power y. So for y, this is 5. This is 5. So this is 5 times 10 to the power y. We get 0.05. And 0.05, so it means it's divided by 100. So what we just do, this is 5 times 10 to the power minus 2. Refers to the power minus 2. It then means 5 times 1 over 10 to the power 2, using the laws of indices. 10 to the power 2, this is 10 times 10, so it will be 5 over 100. And if you divide here, you get 0.05. So for us to get the value of 0.05, which is on this number, it means our y should be equal to minus 2. So y is equals to minus 2. Question number 2. the question reads, in the diagram, PLQ is a straight line. Line LM is parallel to NR. Line LM bisects QLN, and NLM is equals to 50 degrees. PLN is equals to X degrees. RNS is equals to Y degrees. Find the angle marked X, which is part A. So here we are told that we have parallel lines, which is LM and NR, the ones indicated by the arrows. The line LM, this one, is a bisector of QLN. So this line, it bisects the angle QLN. So the angle QLN is this angle. So LM is our bisector. So what it means is that LM is dividing this whole angle into two equal angles. So if this one is 50, it means this angle is also 50, because this whole angle is being bisected by this line. To bisect, it means to divide into two equal parts. So if it's dividing into two equal parts, whereas this one is 50, so it means the remaining half, which is this angle, it is equals to 50 degrees. And for us to get X, which is X here, we're just going to use this straight line. And for a straight line, the total angle, the total of the angles is 180. So for us to get X, we're going to say 180 minus this plus this, which is 50 plus 50. So we're going to have 180 minus 100, and 180 minus 100, that is 80 degrees. So it means X is equals to 80 degrees. So here we have an 80 degree angle. Part B, it requires us to find Y degrees. So where is Y degrees? So Y degrees is this angle. So we can just use corresponding angles. Or in some cases, I can call them F angles. So F angles, they exist when you have two parallel lines and there is a line which is cutting those two parallel lines, and this angle and this angle, these are the corresponding angles, and they form an F like this. So here we have the same case, which is this F angle. So this angle and this angle, they're equal to each other. So it means Y is equals to 50 degrees. Question 3, it reads, the temperature reading in degrees Celsius at noon over a period of 6 days were 30, 29, X, 31, 30, and 32. The mean temperature for the 6 days was 30,5 degrees Celsius. Calculate the value of X. So in order to calculate the value of X, what we need to do here is to know that when you're talking about an average, a mean, we're talking about an average. So to get an average, you just add the total and divide by the number of days in this case. So the mean temperature for 6 days was 30,5. So it means if you add everything and divide by 6, you get 30,5. So this means that if you say 30 plus 29 plus X plus 31 plus 30 plus 32 all over 6, we get 30,5. So if you add everything here, so you just need to isolate x. So if we add 30 plus 29 plus 31 plus 30 plus 32, we get 152 plus x over 6, which is equals to 30,5. And if you multiply both sides by 6, we are going to get 152 plus x is equals to 183. And if we subtract 152 both sides, we're going to have x is equals to 183 minus 152, which is equals to 31. So our x is 31. Question number 4. It reads, solve the inequality. Question number 4, it reads, solve the inequality x minus 8 is greater than 4x plus 1. So in order to solve the inequality, we just treat the inequality sign as an equal sign. But what you have to be careful with is when you divide by negative, the inequality sign changes direction. So here, if we're just going to put this minus 8 to this side and this 4 this side, so it's going to be x minus 4x is greater than 1 plus 8. So if we subtract 4x both sides, you're going to have x minus 4x. And if we add 8 both sides, you're going to have greater than 1 plus 8. So x minus 4x, that is minus 3x, is greater than 1 plus 8. This is 9. So if you divide both sides by 3, divide by 3, minus 3, we are going to have x is less than minus 3. So this is where the inequality sign changes direction when we are dividing with a negative number. Part B, it says represent the solution in A on a number line. So our solution is x is less than minus 3. So to represent it on a number line, we are just going to draw just a part of the number line, and we are going to have our minus 3 here. And since it is in terms of x, we are going to label our number line and put an x. So this is less than 3. Less than 3, it means the numbers which are less than minus 3. So we're going to put an open circle because it's not less or equal to. So if it's not less or equal to, just going to put an open circle as opposed to putting a shaded circle. So, and our numbers are in this range, numbers which are less than minus 3. So our arrow is going to point to the left, numbers which are less than minus 3. Question number 5, it reads, evaluate 0,2 multiplied by 0,35. So you just ignore the decimal places. Just ignore the decimal places. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by 35, and we get 70. And after we get our number, we're going to count how many decimal places altogether were in the original question. So we had, this is 1 decimal place, and then here we have 1, 2. So we have a total number of 3 decimal places. So it means here, if you are going to put to 70 with 1, 2, so the third is here, and then we put our comma here, so it's 0. So it means the answer is 0,70. Part B, 1 and 2/5 divided by 1 and 2/3. So here we are going to simplify this into an improper fraction. So you have to multiply 1 times the denominator, and here we are going to simplify also, and we add here. So 1 times 5, that is 5 plus 2, that is 7. So it becomes 7 over 5 divided by, here 1 times 3, this is 3 plus 2, so we get 5 over 3. And here, so this becomes 7 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 5. And this 7 multiplied by 3, this is 21 over 5 multiplied by 5, this is 25. So it is 21 over 25. Part C, square root of 0,081. So here we can change it into a decimal. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places, 4 numbers after the comma. So this is just the same as square root of 81 over 10,000. This one also has 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 81 over 10,000 is the same as 0,0081 if you convert it into a decimal. Then when it's like this, it's just the same as saying square root of 81 over square root of 10,000. The square root of 81, that is 9, over square root of 10,000, that is 100. Now if you convert this into a decimal, that's saying 100 into 9, this is 0, put a comma here and a 0 here. 100 into 90 is 0, put another 0, then 100 into 900, this is 9. So we get 0,09. So our answer is to be given as a decimal, since we are calculating the square root of a decimal number. Question 6, it reads, the temperature readings at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. were minus 3 degrees Celsius and 18 degrees Celsius respectively. It is assumed that the temperature was rising at a steady rate. Find the temperature range. So the first question, we need to find the temperature range. So in order to find the temperature range, we just say final temperature, which is 18, minus initial temperature, which was minus 3. So here it's going to be negative and negative, that is a positive. So it's going to be 18 plus 3, which is equals to 21 degrees Celsius. So this is our temperature range. Just say final temperature minus initial temperature to find the range. Then we need to find the rate of temperature change per hour. So the rate of temperature change per hour, in order to get it, you need to find out how many hours it is from 9 to 4. So you can just make a calculation to say from 9 up to midday. So from 9:00 to 12:00, this is 3 hours, and to 16:00, this is 4. So in total, we have 3 plus 4, which is equals to 7 hours. So the temperature change per hour, it means that we are going to divide the range 21 over 7, which is equals to, so in total, our temperature change was 21 degrees Celsius, and it happened in 7 hours. So we're going to say 21 divided by 7, which is 3 degrees Celsius per hour. So it's 3 degrees Celsius per hour. then the temperature at 1300, which is the temperature at 1 o'clock. So here we can just find out from 9 a.m. up to 1 o'clock. This is 5 hours. So this is 5 hours. So since we are saying that there's temperature change of 3 degrees Celsius per hour, so we can just multiply 5 multiplied by 3, and we are going to get 15. So the temperature change is 15. So if we add the initial temperature, which is, so it's 4 hours, not 5 hours. It's 4 hours, just because from 9 to 12 this is 3 hours, and then to 1 this is 4 hours. So here it's going to be 4 multiplied by 3, 4 multiplied by 3, and we get 12 hours. So this is 12 degrees Celsius. So multiplying the number of hours multiplied by the temperature change per hour in order to get the total temperature change, which is 12 degrees. So this is minus 3 degrees, which is the initial, plus 12, which is after 4 hours. So minus 3 plus 12, this is 9 degrees Celsius. So at 1 o'clock our temperature is 9 degrees Celsius. Question number 7. We are supposed to round off 148,32 to the nearest 10. So in order to round this off to the nearest 10, we are looking at these digits. So these are units, these are tens, so these are units, and we have tens here and hundreds. So this is the number that you want to round off. So we are going to look at the next digit, which is greater than 5. So this is going to be rounded up. So this 4 becomes a 5, and we get 150. Part B, it reads, estimate 179,35 multiplied by 0,0496 by expressing each of 179,35 and 0,0496 to one significant figure. So looking at one significant figure, so the first significant figure for this number is this one, which is 1. So the next digit is greater than 5. So this becomes 200 multiplied by this is 0. First significant figure is 4, and the next digit to it is 9, greater than 5. So this becomes 0.05. So 200 multiplied by 0.05, we get a 10. So this is going to be 10. So it's just, when you are estimating, you just need to, here we're already told that you need to first of all round off this digit and this one to one significant figure. Then we multiply, and then we get our answer. Question 8. It reads, a solid cuboid measures 5 centimeters by 2 centimeters by x centimeters. Form an expression in terms of x for the total surface area of the cuboid. So here we know that if I'm to sketch the cuboid here, just like this. So if you say this is the side with the x, then from here to here, this is 2, and this side is 5. So it means I need the area for this side multiplied by 2. So this is 2 multiplied by 2x. So this side, which is equivalent to the other side, and we have this side is equal to this side. So this is plus 2 multiplied by, so this is 5x plus 2 multiplied by, so we have this one and this side, so we are left with this side, which measures 5 and 2 centimeters. So 5 multiplied by 2, that is 10. So the total area is equals 2 times 2x, which is 4x, 2 times 5x is 10x, 2 times 10, that is 20. 4x plus 10x, get 14x plus 20. So it's 14x plus 20 square centimeters. And we are given item 2. The total surface area of the cardboard is 62 square centimeters. Form an equation in x. So I told that this is equivalent to 62. So we are just going to take that expression for area in terms of x, and we say it is equal to 62. Item 2, it reads, solve the equation in B item 1 to find the value of x. So our equation was 14x plus 20 is equal to 62. This was our equation. So here we are just going to subtract 20 from both sides, so it becomes 14x is equal to 62 minus 20, and 14x, 62 minus 20, this is 42 divided by 14, we get x being equal to 3. So our x is equal to 3. Question 9a. A solid object has a mass of 300 kgs and a volume of 2 cubic meters. Calculate the density of the object. So you need to know that the formula for density is equal to mass over volume. In short, G is equal to M over V. So our mass, that is 300 kilograms, divided by the volume, this is 2 cubic meters. So 300 divided by 2, we get 150 kgs over cubic meters, so it's kilograms per cubic meter. Part B. A solid object has a mass of 300 kg and a volume of 2 cubic meters, which is the same as the one that we calculated at a 300 kgs and 2 cubic meters volume. Calculate the volume of a similar object given that its mass is 975 kilograms. So if they are similar, we can say that their densities are equal. So in order to calculate the volume, we are going to use again the formula density is equals to mass over volume. So we are going to substitute the values. Our density is 150, which is equals to the mass 975 divided by the volume. So we multiply both sides by the volume, so this V cancels out, and we're going to have 150 V is equals to 975. And if you divide both sides by 150, you're going to get V being equal to 6.5 cubic meters. So it's in cubic meters, since our density is kilograms per cubic meter. Question 10. The diagram is a sketch of y is equal to x squared plus x minus 12. The graph cuts the y-axis at 0, k. So 0k. So this is the point, which is 0k. It crosses the x-axis at L and M. So this is L and this is M. So this is the origin, which is point 0, which is 0.0000. Then we have the first question say write down the value of k. So the value of k, we can see that the value of k, this is where the graph crosses the y-axis, where the graph crosses the y-axis, meaning to say that this is the y-intercept. So at the y-intercept, the value of x is equal to 0. So using our equation here, we say y is equal to x squared plus x minus 12. Just going to substitute 0. So here is 0 squared plus 0 minus 12. So 0 minus 12. So it's just going to be minus 12. So may not necessarily need to work this out. What you just need to do is to say, if you can work it out mentally, say if you're going to substitute a 0 here and a 0 here, you're just going to have minus 12. So it means our k is equal to minus 12. The next question says find the length of LM. So the length of LM, which is from here to here, so since it is along the x-axis, you can just find the coordinates of L. You can just find the x-coordinate of L and the x-coordinate of M, and we find the difference. So in order to find that coordinate, we are going to factorize our equation for the graph, which is x squared plus x minus 12. So if we factorize x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0 in order to get the roots. So here if you factorize, say x squared multiplied by minus 12, this is minus 12 x squared. The factors of negative 12x squared, which we can add to get positive x, that is 4x, positive 4x minus 3x. So 4x multiplied by minus 3x, you get minus 12x squared. But if you add 4x plus minus 3x, we get plus x. So this becomes x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12 is equals to 0. And if you factorize x, here is going to be x plus 4. You are going to factor out minus 3. This is x plus 4. So we get x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 4 is equal to 0. So we are just simply solving this equation. So it's going to be x minus 3 equal to 0, or x plus 4 equal to 0. So this is x is equal to 3, or x is equal to minus 4. So then we need to find the difference. So what it means is that here, this is where we have negative 4, and here we have 3. So the length from here to here is simply subtracting 3 minus 4. So if you subtract 3 minus 4, we are going to get 3 plus 4, which is equals to 7. So it means the length is equals to 7 units. So we don't know the units specifically, I just will say 7 units. Question 11. It reads, y is direct proportional to the square root of x. Given that x is equals to 8 when y is equals to 16, find the formula connecting x and y. So from the first statement, y is directly proportional to the square root of x. When we remove the proportionality sign, it's going to say y is equals to a constant multiplied by square root of x. Then we're told that when x is equals to 8, y is equals to 16. So we substitute those values in order to find the constant. So y, this is 16, is equals to k multiplied by square root of x. Our x is 8. So this is 8. And if you divide both sides by square root of 8 divided by square root of 8, it means that our constant k is equal to 16 over square root of 8. So it means the formula which connects is y is equals to, you are going to substitute the constant which you got as 16 over square root of 8 multiplied by square root of x. So this is the equation which is going to connect y and x. Part B, find the value of x when y is equal to 12. So we're just going to simply use our expression y is equals to 16 over square root of 8 multiplied by square root of x. Let's substitute the value of y here. So 12 is equals to 16 over square root of 8 multiplied by square root of x. So the first thing is to multiply throughout by 8 in order to remove this denominator. So we multiply by square root of 8 here, multiply this side also by square root of 8. So this square root of 8 and this, they cancel. So we are going to get 12 root of 8 is equals to 16 over root of x. And here, if you multiply both sides by root of x, this side multiplied by root of x, this it cancels with this. And here we are going to have root of x multiplied by 12 root 8 is equals to 16. And we divide both sides by 12 root of 8 divided by 12 root of 8. So this cancels here. So we're going to get root x is equals to 16 over 12 root of 8. And we're going to square both sides. Square both sides in order to get x is equal to, so if we square and simplify, we are going to get our x being equal to 4,5. Question 12. It says evaluate 1 over 3 to the power minus 2. Evaluate 1 over 3 to the power minus 2. So here, this is simply equal to 1 over 3 to the power 2. So using laws of indices, if you are given a negative index or a negative power, to remove the negative, we say 1 over that. So here 1 over 3, and our power is no longer with a negative. So 1 squared, this is 1 over 1 over 3 squared, this is 9. So 1 over 9. And when I'm saying 1 over a fraction, what we mean is that we are having the inverse of this fraction. So this becomes 9 over 1, which is equal to 9. Item 2, it reads 4 squared plus 4 to the power 0. So here we simplify. 4 squared, this is 4 multiplied by 4. You get 16 plus 4 to the power 0. This is 1. So 16 plus 1, we get 17. So our answer here is 17. Part B. Solve the equation 5a to the power minus 1. 5 to the power a minus 1 is equals to 125. So in order to solve an equation in terms of indices, using laws of indices, what we have to make sure is that we have similar bases. So here it's base 5 to the power a minus 1. So you are going to have, you need to have this as base 5. So 125 is 5 to the power 3. So it's in terms of base 5. Then when our bases are equal, it means our powers are equal. So we are going to have our equation being a minus 1 is equal to 3. And if you add 1 both sides, it's going to be a is equals to 3 plus 1. And we are going to have our a being equal to 4. So it means a is equal to 4. Question 13a. It reads factorize completely 5m squared minus 20. So you want to factorize 5m squared minus 20. So you are going to factor out 5, and this is going to be m squared minus 4. And m squared minus 4, that is difference of two squares. So you have to ensure that it is factorized completely. So this is 5. So m squared minus 4, this is going to be m plus 2 multiplied by m minus 2. So that is the factorization. So finally our answer is 5 multiplied by m plus 2 multiplied by m minus 2. Part B, simplify 3x plus 3y over x squared minus y squared. So in order to simplify these algebraic fractions, what you need to do is to factorize. So in order to factorize 3x plus 3y, we factor out 3, it becomes x plus 3 multiplied by x plus y over, here's a difference of two squares, where it's going to be x plus y multiplied by x minus y. So whenever you have a difference of two squares, which is a number, a perfect square minus a perfect square, you just say the square root of this, the other bracket you add the square root of this, and the other bracket you're going to just to subtract. So this is the reverse of expansion. So if you expand this, you're going to get this again. So here we can see now that we can cancel out x plus y at the top and x plus y at the bottom. So our final answer is going to be 3 over x minus 1. Question 14, it reads, the table below shows the number of children living in houses at the staff quarters at a certain school. Number of children in a house, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of houses, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 0. Find the mode. So the mode is the number which appears the most, or the number with the highest frequency. So this is our frequency, and these are, we can treat them as our elements. So the highest frequency is for the number 3, or number of children, 3 children in a house. So it is the one with the highest frequency here, which is 5. So our mode, that is 3. The median, in order to find the median, that is the number which is in the middle. So the median will consider our total frequency, which is 2 plus 3, that is 5, plus 4, that is 9, plus 5, that is 14, plus 1, that is 15. So our total frequency is 15. Total frequency is 15. So it means if you are to arrange these elements, we are going to have 7 elements. Let me just say from 1 to 7, and then we are going to have the 8th element, and we are going to have 9 up to 15. So this 8th element is the one which is in the middle. You will be having 7 on the left and 7 on the right. So it means that the 8th element is our median, the element in the middle. So we're just going to count in terms of frequency. So if we say 2 plus 3, this is 5, plus 4, that is 9. So if you see that here we have these 2's are going to form from the 6th element to the 9th element. So it means that we would have passed the what? The 8th element. So it means our 2 is our median because it is on an 8th element if you are going to arrange in ascending or descending order. So it means our median is 2. The mean, in order to calculate the mean, we have to multiply here. So we just say the number 0 times 2. So this is 0. And we're going to say 1 times 3. So that is 3, plus 2 times 4, that is 8, plus 3 times 5, that is 15, plus 4 times 1, that is 4, plus 5 times 0, that is a 0, over 2 plus 3, this is 5, plus 4, that is 9. We already found that it is the total frequency is 15. So divide the total over the total frequency. So if you are going to add here, you are going to get 30 over 15, which is equal to 2. So that is our mean. Question 15. It reads, in the diagram, RST, in the diagram is triangle RST. So this is triangle RST. So this is RST. MN, which is this side, is parallel to ST. RM is equals to 5 centimeters. RN is equals to 8 centimeters. So this is RN, which is 8. And MS, so MS, that is 10 centimeters. Name the triangle similar to triangle RST. So triangle RST. So we need to find an angle which is similar to triangle RST. So we are going to use the concept of equal angles, which we are going to say that these are equiangular. So we have this angle, and because of this parallel line and this parallel line here, this angle and this angle, these are what? These are equal because they form what are called corresponding angles or F angles. So it means this remaining angle is equal, since we are going to subtract this angle minus this angle, and here for the bigger triangle, this angle is going to subtract this angle to get this angle. So it means this angle is also equal to this angle, even when using these parallel lines again. So this angle and this angle are equal because this is an alternate. These corresponding angles, or you can call them F angles, just because they form an F here, and this angle are equal. So the movement here, we want a triangle which is similar to RST. So this is RST. So you can see this is the angle. So I'm going to start with R here. So RS. So the next, which is similar to S, which is equal to S, is M. So it's RM. And lastly, RST here. So it's RM. And then the last is N, which is equal to angle T, or the angle at point T. So this is a triangle which is similar to RST. Item 2, we are supposed to find the length of NT. We are supposed to find the length of NT. So in order to find the length of NT, we are just going to apply our ratios here. We're just going to apply our ratios. So I'm just going to use this space here in order to keep referring to the diagram. So here we are looking for NT. We are supposed to find NT. This is what we are supposed to find. So our NT, this is going to be related to our similar triangles, which is our NT. So in order to get our NT, let's consider the ratios for this big triangle. So this is RS. So you have, this is 5 plus 10, which is 15. And we can take this one, which is RM. So we're going to have the ratio for this big triangle, which is our RS over our RM, and we can compare it to the ratio of this side, which is, it should be equal to the ratio of this triangle RT over RN, just because this triangle is similar to this triangle. So let's start off with the ratio of RM over RS. So this is RM over RS. So you can see that RM is this, from this to this for the small triangle, to the ratio of the big triangle. This should be equal to the ratio of Rn, which is for the small triangle again, over RT, which is for the big triangle. So this is corresponding RM for the small triangle over RS for the big triangle is equals to Rn for the small triangle over RT for the big triangle. So if you are going to find RT, it means that we can find NT here. So let us say NT is X. So now we can substitute the values. Side RM is equivalent to 5 centimeters. So this is 5 over RS. This is going to be 5 for RM plus 10 for MS, which is going to be 15, is equal to Rn. Rn, this is 8 over here. This is going to be 8 plus X for RT. So we're going to say 8 here plus X here. So this is going to be 8 plus X. So 8 plus x, so you can simplify this side. This is 1 over 3. So we have 1 over 3 is equals to 8 over 8 plus x. And if we cross multiply here, it's going to be 3 multiplied by x, which is 24, is equals to 8 plus x. And if we subtract 8 both sides, we are going to have x is equals to 24 minus 8. So our x is equals to 16 centimeters. So it means NT is equals to 16 centimeters. So NT equals to 16 centimeters. Question 15. Question 16, it reads, given that AB is equals to 3 minus 4 and BC is equals to 6, 4, express AC as a column vector. So when you're dealing with vectors, you can consider them as moving from one point to another. So AC is just like moving from A to C. So we can say from A to B, then from B to C. So AC is equal to AB plus BC. So AB, that is 3 minus 4 plus BC, this is 6, 4. And if you say 3 plus 6, this is 9, minus 4 plus 4, that is 0. So our AC is equal to 9, 0. Find the modulus of AB, the magnitude of AB. So the magnitude of AB, so let us say AB is equal to XY. The magnitude of AB would be given by the square root of x squared plus y squared. So just square the x value and the y value, and you say the square root of that. So here our AB is equal to 3 minus 4. So it means the modulus of AB is equal to the square root of this 3 squared plus minus 4 squared. So 3 squared, that is 9, plus minus 4 squared, that is 16. So this is the square root of 9 plus 16, this is 25. Square root of 25, this is 5. So it's 5 units. Question 17. Convert 110,101 base 2 to a number in base 5. So you need to first of all convert it to base 10. So this is 110,101 base 2. So this is 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 0 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 0 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2. So this is 110,101. So here this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the powers from right to left. So 1 times 2 to the power 5, to the power 5, this is 32, plus 2 to the power 4, this is 16. So this is multiplied by 0. So I'm going to leave this one out. So take note that we leave it on the second stage. On the first stage, we need to put this 0 just because it's going to affect our powers. If we left it out, it was going to be 0, 1, 2, 3 here. So we need to put it for the first stage of expanding. But when now we are simplifying here, we can leave out the zeros. Plus 2 to the power 2, this is 4, this is 0, plus 2 to the power 0, this is 1. So if you add this, you get 53. And you are going to put it on long division. So this is going to be 5 into 53. So 5 into 53, this is 10 remainder 3. 5 into 10, this is 2 remainder 0. Then 5 into 2, this is 0 remainder 2. And we are going to take from downwards to upwards. So it means this is going to be 203 base 5. Part B. Arrange the following numbers in ascending order. So we have 110, 10 base 2, 312 base 5, and 13 base 10. So it might be difficult to arrange them given that they are in different bases. So in order for it to be easy, we need to first of all convert these ones to base 10, or we estimate. So already here we have 13 base 10, so this one's already in base 10, and we are going to have 312 base 5 is equals to 3 times 5 plus 1 times 5 plus 2 times 5. So if you are going to put powers 0, 1, and 2, and this one is 1, 1, 0, 1, 0 base 2. So this is 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2. And this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, this is 3 times 5 to the power 2. 5 to the power 2, this is 25. Multiplied by 3, we get 75. Plus 1 times 5 to the power 1, that is 5, plus 2 times 1, 5 to the power 0 is 1, so this is plus 2. 75 plus 5, this is 80 plus 2, it's going to be 82 base 10. And this one, 1 times 2 to the power 4, this is 16 plus 8 to the power 3, this is 8, this is going to be a 0, plus 1 times 2, this is plus 2, plus 0, so this is plus 0. So if you add here, so 16 plus 8, so obviously this is going to be less than 82. So we may not necessarily need to complete this one, but just for revision, 16 plus 8, this is 24 plus 2, that is 26 base 10. So it means the smallest here is 13 base 10, followed by 11010 base 2, and lastly the biggest is this one. So ascending, it means from smallest to biggest, that is ascending. So here the smallest, that is 13 base 10, comma, followed by 11010 base 2, and lastly we have 312 base 5. So we are going to put them in their original state, not in their base 10 values. So the base 10 values we converted in order just to visualize clearly which one is bigger and which one is smaller. Part C says evaluate 312 base 5 minus 143 base 5. So this is 312 base 5 minus 143 base 5. So here 2 minus 3, this it can't. So what we need to do here is to add 5 to this, since we're in base 5. So 2 plus 5, we get 7, and here this becomes 5, so this increases. So 7 minus 3, this is now 4, and here 1 minus 5, it can't again, so add 5, so this becomes 6, and this also increases, becomes 2. 6 minus 5, this is 1. 3 minus 2, this is 1, so this is 114 base 5. So our answer is 114 base 5. Question 18. It reads, the scale on a map is given as 1:150,000. Find the distance on the ground represented by 1 centimeter on the map. So if you take this, if you say this is 1 centimeter is to 150,000 centimeters. So we want to simplify this. So this is on the map, the smaller side is on the map, and this is on actual ground. So if you divide by 100,000, going to divide by 100,000, that's because 1 kilometer is equal to 100,000 centimeters. So this divided by 100,000, we are going to get 1 centimeter is to 1,5 kilometers. So it means 1 centimeter is to 1,5 kilometers. Part B, it reads, find the distance on the map representing a distance on the ground of 7,5 kilometers. Give the answer in centimeters. So here we already know that 1 centimeter is to 1,5 kilometers from our simplification. So I'm just going to say x, which is the one on the map, is to 7,5 kilometers on actual ground. So if we cross multiply here, this is 1 times 7,5, which is 7,5 is equals to x times this. This is 1,5x. And if you divide both sides by 1,5, divide by 1,5, you are going to get your x being equal to 7,5 divided by 1,5, that is 5 centimeters. So we can use a scale of centimeters to kilometers so that we can find that on the map in centimeters what's the equivalent of 7,5 kilometers on actual ground. So this is 5 centimeters. Part C. The actual area represented by an area of 4 square centimeters on the map. Give the answer in square kilometers. So here we are going to use that ratio again. 1 centimeter is to 1,5 kilometers. So we now need in terms of area. So we are going to square both sides. Going to square. So 1 centimeter squared, 1 squared, this is 1 centimeter squared, this is square centimeters, is 2. 1,5 squared, this is 2,25, and then it's going to be square kilometers. So here we want to find and represented by 4 square centimeters. We are going to put our 4 on this side. 4 square centimeters is to x. So they have to be aligned. Square centimeters, which are on the left side, to square kilometers. So if you multiply 1 times x, you get x is equal to 4 times 2,25. So if you multiply 4 times 2,25, you're going to get 9. And the units, these were in on the square kilometer side. So this is 9 square kilometers. Question 19. It reads, it is given that A is equals to H multiplied by 4M plus H. Express M in terms of H and A. So here, so the first thing we have to do here is to expand on the right hand side. H multiplied by 4M, this is 4mh, 4mh, and here we are going to say h multiplied by h, this is plus h squared. So h multiplied by 4, this is 4mh. H multiplied by h, this is plus h squared. So we're going to isolate the term in which has m, because we want to make m the subject of formula. So this is going to be, if you bring our subtract h squared both sides, so this is minus h squared is equals to 4 mh, divide by 4h. So divide by 4h here, such that this 4 cancels and this h cancels. So we're going to have our m is equal to a minus h squared over 4h. So we need to take note here why we divided by 4h. This is because 4mh is the same as saying 4hm. This is because this is multiplication. So just divide by 4h in order to cancel this 4h. Part B, it reads, given that a is equal to 20 and h is equal to 2, calculate the value of m. So our equation that we found, that we made m the subject formula, said m is equals to a minus h squared over 4h. So you are just going to simply substitute our values. So a, that is 20, so this is 20 minus h squared, that is 2 squared, h is equals to 2, over 4 multiplied by h is equal to 2 over 2. So here this is 20 minus 4, which is 16, over 4 times 2, that is 8. So our answer is 2. So our m is equals to 2. Question 20, it reads, the diagram shows points A, B, C, and D on the circumference of a circle, center O. The line BS, which is this line, is a tangent to the circle at B. DC produced meets the tangent from B at S. So DC produced, so this is DC. So when they say produced, it means that it has been extended. So line DC is from here and then is extended here to meet this tangent at point S. Now DAC is equal to 42 degrees, which is this angle DAC. So here it's 42 degrees. So this is 42 degrees. Find OBC. So this is OBC. So OBC is equal to 42 degrees also. This is because these are angles which are subtended by the same arc. So our arc is DC. So you can see that this arc, it makes this angle. So you can see that this angle is coming from this arc here. So that same arc is the one which is producing this angle OBC. So it means OBC is also 42 degrees. So here our part A, OBC, is also equal to 42 degrees. Part B is supposed to find angle CAB. So part B is supposed to find angle CAB. So angle CAB is this angle. This is the angle that we are supposed to find. So in order to find this angle, I'm going to use the theorem which says that the diameter, it makes an angle of 90 degrees at the circumference. In simple terms, or we can say it subtends an angle of 90 degrees. So it means this angle here BAD, this angle, this is a 90-degree angle, and since this is 42, so in order to get this one, we are going to subtract from 90. So CAB, that is 90 minus 42 degrees, which is equals to 48 degrees. Then part C, you are supposed to find angle DSB. So I'm supposed to find angle DSB. So angle DSB is this angle, is the angle that I'm supposed to find. So this angle, you have said this is 48 degrees. So this is 48. So if you are to use, again, this is 90 degrees, because our diameter also makes an angle of 90 degrees at the circumference. So this line is the diameter because it passes through the center. So if this is 90 and this is a straight line, it means this side is also 90, just because for a straight line your angles add up to 180. So this is also 90, and this angle is equal to this angle. So this angle here, this is 48 degrees, and this angle is equal to this angle when using the theorem of alternate segments. So this angle is equal to this angle when referring to the theorem of angles in alternate segments, which is seen by this triangle and this tangent. So this angle here is equal to this angle. Or we can simply use the theorem which says the radius and the tangent, they make an angle of 90 degrees. So here we have a 90-degree angle, and this is 42. So if you say 90 minus 42 is the same as this, we are going to have 48 here. So finally here we have 90, here we have 48. So if you say 90 minus 48, so DSP is equal to 90 minus 48, and that is going to be 42 degrees. Question 21. It reads, the diagram shows 3 towns P, Q, and R on level ground. R is equidistant from P and Q. The bearing of R from P is 125 degrees. QPR is equal to 68 degrees. So the first question requires candidates to find the angle PRQ. So the first question required a candidate to find the angle PRQ. So PRQ is this angle. So in order to find this angle, we are going to use this triangle, which is an isosceles triangle. So for an isosceles triangle, you have 2 sides which are equal to each other, and these angles, the base angles, they are equal to each other. So this is the side which is equal to this side. So this angle and this angle, they are equal to each other, leaving this angle which is PRQ. So angle PRQ, you say 180 minus this plus this, 68 plus 68. So if you calculate that, you get 44 degrees. So here it's 44 degrees. Part B, it required the bearing of P from R. The bearing of P from R. So the bearing of P from R, here we have to put the north direction at point R. So the bearing of P from R, we are moving from the north of point R, which is the source point, and we rotate clockwise. So clockwise is this direction, which is the same as the rotation of an analog clock or an analog watch. So this rotation, this is the angle that we want to find. So this angle, we can simply find this angle and we subtract from 360. So you are going to say, since this angle and this 125 and this angle, they add up to 180, you are going to subtract from 180. So if you say 180 minus 125, 180 minus 125, you are going to get 55. So this angle here is 55, because these are co-interior angles. This north direction is parallel to this north direction. So whenever you have two parallel lines, here, and we have a line which cuts those two parallel lines, this angle and this angle, let us say this is A, this is B. If you add angle A plus angle B, you get 180. So this angle plus this angle, they add up to 180. In order to get this part now, we're going to say the angle at a point is equal to 360. So the total revolution here is 360. So we're going to say the total for all this part minus this part, which is the remaining after we've done our bearing of P from R. So you are going to say 360 minus 55, and we get 205 degrees. Part C, it requires us to find the bearing of P from Q. So the bearing of P from Q, so we need to put the north direction for point Q here, and the angle that we want to find is this angle. So the bearing of P from Q. So what you can do here, you can find this angle and also use these co-interior angles to say this angle plus this angle, they add up to 180. So the first thing, we are going to subtract 125 plus 68 from 360 to get this angle. So this is 360 minus 125 plus 68. So we get 360 minus 125 plus 68, that is 167. So this is 167. So we get 167 degrees there. So in order to get this, is the same concept of co-interior angles or U angles. So this angle plus this angle is 180. So in order to get that bearing, say 180 minus 167. So we get 13 degrees. Question 22, it reads, given that 4p is equal to, given that 4p minus 2 multiplied by 3 minus 6, 1,5, 0 is equals to p. Find matrix P in the form A, B, C, D, where A, B, C, and D are numbers. So we will need to first of all make matrix P the subject of formula. So that is what we just need to do. So we can just simplify. So this becomes 4p, and here I'm going to use the positive 2. So this is a scalar, it multiplies everything in here. This is 2 times 3, which is 6. 2 times minus 6, that is minus 12. 2 times 1,5, that is 3. 2 times 0, that is 0, is equal to p. And if we collect like terms, so this goes to this side and this goes to the side, So this is 4p. So this is 4p minus p is equal. So this was a negative here. It's going to be a positive on the right side. This is 6 minus 12, 3, 0. 4p minus p, you get 3p is equal to 6 minus 12, 3, 0. So now we can divide both sides by 3. So this is divided by 3. So this is the same as saying multiplied by 1 over 3. So this side is multiplied by 1 over 3. So this is because you cannot say divided by 3 at this matrix. So this cancel this. So this is p is equal to. So this is the same as 1/3 times 6 is from 6 over 3. 1/3 times minus 12 is minus 12 over 3. A third times this is 3 over 3 and 0. So this is 6 over 3, that is 2, minus 12 over 3, that is minus 4. 3 over 3 is 1, and then this is 0. Part B says find the inverse of matrix P. So our matrix P is equals to 2 minus 4, 1, 0. So let us say that we have matrix A being equal to A, B, C, D. The inverse of that matrix will be 1 over AD minus BC multiplied by GA minus B minus C. So this is the formula. So AD minus BC is the determinant, and here we switch A and D, they switch, and B and C, they change signs. So here for our question, we are going to say P to the power minus 1, which is the inverse, is equal to 1 over, so this is your A, your B, your C, and your D. So AD, this is 2 times 0, which is just 0, minus, which is minus here, and then this is minus 4 times 1, which is just minus 4, multiplied by, so A and D, they switch positions, so 0 is going to be here, and then 2 here, and then these, they change signs. So this was positive, it's minus 1 now, then this becomes 4, and if you simplify here, minus minus 4, that is just 4, so it's 1 over 4 multiplied by 0, 4 minus 1, 2. This is the inverse. Question 23, a given sets A, B, and C. It says on the Venn diagram above, shed the set A intersection B union C. So A intersection B is just where set A overlaps with set B, and union C, so I'm just taking everything from set C. So I'm going to shed all of set C. So that is the answer. Part B, it reads, in a class of 45 children, 30 do agriculture, 25 do computers, 7 do neither agriculture nor computers. Find the number of children who do agriculture only. So here we're going to first of all construct or give the universal set. So this is universal set so that we conceptualize what is happening. So we have two subjects, which is agriculture and computers. So there's going to be an overlap here, and we are told that we're not given the number. So let us say this is for agriculture and this is for computers. So the number who do both is not given, so we're going to say X, which is the number for those who do both, and 30 do agriculture. So of those 30, we're going to remove these ones which also do computers. So here we remain with 30 minus x, and for those who do computers, we have in total is 25. So we're going to subtract, just because the ones who do both, which is x, are also included in this 25. So those who do computers only is 25 minus x here, and then the ones who do neither agriculture or computers, it means they're outside here, which is the complement, and our total is 45 children. So what we are going to do here, in order to find the x, we are going to simply say this plus this plus this plus this, it gives us the total. So it means that 30 minus x plus x plus 25 minus x plus 7 is equals to 45. So if you have to collect like terms here, 30 plus 25 plus 7 minus x plus x minus x is equals to 45. So 30 plus 25 plus 7, we get 62, minus x plus x, this is 0 minus x, so 62 minus x is equals to 45. So this is minus x is equals to 45, and then we subtract 62. So minus x is equals to 45 minus 62, that is minus 17. So our x, if you divide by negative 1 divided by negative 1, you get x being equal to 17. So this is the number of students who do both subjects. But here what you want is those who do agriculture only. So agriculture only, it's here. So agric only is equal to 30 minus x, which is equal to 30 minus 17, and there we get 30 minus 17, that is 18. So what we need to do for these questions is, first of all, construct a Venn diagram, and if you are not given the number of those who do both, just say it's x, and since in total those who do agriculture is 30, and these x are included in those, so we're going to say 30 minus x for those who do agriculture only. Same for computers, the whole set is 25. So in order to get those who do computers only, say 25 minus x, and we get this value. Those who do neither is 7, and if you add everything, you get the total, and you solve the equation x. And if it is agric only, we now say 30 minus 17. If it was computers only, that is 25 minus 17. If you wanted to get those who do both subjects, just end here, which is 17. Question 24, given this speed time graph. So the diagram is a speed time graph of a moving object. The starting speed is 50 meters per second. It decelerates at 4 meters per second for the first 5 seconds. So here should be 4 meters per second squared for deceleration. The units for deceleration are equal to the units for acceleration, and it maintains a constant speed for the next 20 seconds, which is from 5 to 25. Calculate the speed of the object when the time is 10 seconds. So when the time is 10 seconds, it is somewhere here. So 10 seconds, you can just say by estimate 10 seconds is somewhere here. So it means, since here it is a constant speed, means the speed at this point is equal to the speed at this point is equal to the speed at this point. So what we are going to do, we are just going to use the formula for finding the gradient, just because for a velocity time graph, the gradient is equal to the acceleration. The gradient is equal to the acceleration, and acceleration is equal to negative deceleration. So you are told that for the first 5 seconds there's a deceleration here. There's a deceleration of 4 meters per second squared, meaning to say that there is a decrease in speed. You can see that from 50 and it is decreasing. So if you take the coordinates for this point that is 0, 50. So just take the coordinates, the horizontal value versus the vertical value, and here we take also the coordinates. So here, since it is an unknown value, which is for speed, you can just call it v. So this point we have 5, which is horizontal axis value, and the vertical is v. So this, we can say this is x1, y1, and then this is x2, y2. So if you find the gradient here, you know that the gradient, which is represented by the letter m, gradient is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we said the gradient is equal to the acceleration, whereas here we are given a deceleration, and we said acceleration is equals negative deceleration. So since the deceleration is 4 meters per second squared, it means the acceleration is equal to minus 4. The deceleration is equals minus 4, which is equals to y2. So y2, our y2 is v minus y1, which is 50, over x2, that is 5, minus x1, or x1 is 0. So minus 4 is equal to v minus 50 over 5 minus 0 is 5. So multiply both sides by 5, multiplied by 5. Say 5 times minus 4, this is minus 20, is equals, this cancels this, v minus 50. And if we add 50 both sides, we're just going to get minus 20 plus 50 is equal to v. Minus 20 plus 50, that is going to be 30. So it means our speed is 30 meters per second. So our speed v is equals to 30 meters per second. So it means here we have a speed of 30. So the speed here is what? Is 30. So it means since it is a constant speed here, at 10 seconds here we have a speed of what? Of 30 meters per second. The last part, it says calculate the distance traveled during the 25 seconds. So the distance traveled during the 25 seconds, what we are going to do, this is the 25 seconds here. So it's just finding the area under the graph. So for a speed time graph, the area under the graph, you notice that distance, or let me start off with the formula for speed. Speed is equals to distance over time. And if you want to find distance, multiply both sides by t, multiplied by t. So you get distance is equal to speed times time. So this is what happens when you find the area. I'm multiplying speed multiplied by time. Speed on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. So here the area, identify the shapes that we have. This is a trapezium. This is a trapezium, and this is a rectangle. So you can just say this is shape A, this is shape B. So for shape A, our trapezium, so I just will say distance is equals to half A plus B times the height plus length times width for the rectangle. So here for the trapezium, this side, this is 30, because your side is 30, so this is units of 30. So this is 30, and then this is 50. So here this is half of 30 plus 50 multiplied by the height. So the height is from this side to this side, because our trapezium is facing upwards. So this is the height. So the height, this is multiplied by 5 plus length times width. So for the rectangle, dimensions. This is the width, which is 30, the length here. So you need to find the difference from 5 to 25. So it's just say 25 minus 5, which is 20, and the width, that is 30. So you say 20 multiplied by 30. So 30 plus 50, that is 80. So it's half multiplied by 80 multiplied by 5 plus 20 times 30. 20 times 30 get 600. So this is 600. So 2 into this is 40. 40 times 80. 40 multiplied by 5, that is 200. So this is 200 plus 600, and we get 800 meters. So this is 800 meters.